I just thought, since it looks so lovely in here, we start with enter, rejoice, and come in. And we can rejoice at the greening of the church. Just play it one time. Since the beginning of we're doing the Advent calendars and all the Let Christmas Come, which is, I had it in my head before, 224. 224. What's that? I know. It's a husband's privilege. 2:30. Let's do 2:35. Since we decked the halls last night for all the people with boughs of holly and lights. So deck the halls with bells. This is the last 4 bucks.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Church of Chapel Hill Unitarian Universalist. I am Atticus Graysmith, a member of the Worship Associates Ministry. Unfortunately, Miranda wasn't feeling well this morning, so I am filling in. I especially want to welcome any visitors or newcomers to our church and to call your attention to the special note for you, welcome guests and newcomers, on the backside of your order of service. I would also like to welcome those of you attending online. Lyrics to hymns and all elements of the service may be found on the screen, and a complete order of service, including this week's announcements, is available via the link in the Sunday morning email and on the church website. Our in-person Sunday social is held immediately following service. And if you could please turn off or silence any cell phones during our service to maintain a worshipful experience. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived at this beloved place, you are welcome here. Today, our generosity extends beyond these walls. I would like to welcome Rick Straminsky to share about the Interfaith Council for Social Services.
Good morning. Wouldn't it be nice if we could click our heels 3 times and be transported to a new reality where the abundance of love and humility best described our State of the Union? Needless to say, we are definitely not living in such a place. Rather, we have to deal with an unbelievable mess. Perhaps the most unbelievable of all is the fact that in a country of astonishing overall wealth, food security is now a major concern for over 40 million people, and this includes many from Orange County. Because of funding uncertainties of the SNAP program, many organizations have already mobilized to address the current and expected increase in demand for both groceries and hot prepared meals. But no organization plays such a vital role as the Interfaith Council for Social Services, the IFC. The numbers speak for themselves. For fiscal year 2024-25, the IFC Community Kitchen, which is located in Carborough, provided over 60,000 hot meals, and the community market dispensed over 12,000 bags of groceries. Even though the government shutdown ended, demand for food services from the IFC remains high and will likely increase both in the short and long term. The threat of another government shutdown in January is very real, and significant reductions in SNAP benefits are planned for the future. As you probably know, the IFC also provides much needed other services. For example, it operates the only shelters in our county for people experiencing homelessness. But I decided to focus on hunger because of the present situation and because food is the most basic and essential human need. Any donation you make will be greatly appreciated, perhaps now more than ever.
Please stand in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, number 225, O Come, Emmanuel, which you'll find in your gray hymnal.
With your captive children.
Come into this place, greened and garlanded and wreathed. Come into this place, the lights have been lit. Come into this place, the halls have been decked. Come into this season. Enter into the season of hope, despite the worries and anxieties of our world. Enter into the season of peace, despite the reality of war and militarization. Enter into this season of love, despite the calls to harden our hearts. Enter into this season of joy, especially in this time when joy can be hard to find. Come, let us worship together. You will find the words for our chalice lighting in your order of service. If you wish to do so, please join me in reading them. Into this home, we bring our hunger for awakening. We bring compassionate hearts and a will towards justice. Into this home, we bring the courage to walk on after hard losses. Into this home, we bring our joy and gratitude for ordinary blessings. By our gathering, we bless this place. In its shelter, we know ourselves blessed. This morning is the second Sunday of Advent. This morning, we light the first two candles of the Advent wreath, for hope and for peace.
Unfortunately, information about the music didn't make it into the order of service, so I'm going to tell you about it now. This first piece we're doing is called Choose Something Like a Star. It's from a poem by Robert Frost and music by Randall Thompson. And in the poem references a star as something steadfast and that stays in one place and keeps us centered when there's craziness all around you. He also refers to Keats' Eremite. Keats, the poet, wrote a song about a poem about a star that he called Eremite, which is Greek for hermit. So it's like a hermit in the sky that just stays by itself. Here's a couple of the lines from the poem. And steadfast as Keats' Eremite, not even stooping from its sphere, it asks a little of us here, it asks of us a certain height. So when, at times, the mob is swayed to carry praise or blame too far, we may choose something like a star to stay our minds on and be stayed.
Good morning. Each week we hold a time in our service for sharing the joys and the sorrows that we bring with us into this community. During this time, we invite you, if you've come with either a significant personal joy or sorrow, you're invited to come forward, to place a stone in our water bowl, say your name into the microphone, and in a couple of sentences, share your joy or your sorrow. Let us enter into this time of tenderness and trust. I think Susan's first, and people can come forward down the side aisles.
Hi, I'm Susan McDaniel, and I have a sorrow. A good friend of mine, Bobby Weinberg, who is an 8-year breast cancer survivor, was just diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and it has spread into her brain. And it's really hit me hard, I think partly because of Pat's decline. So keep her and us in your hearts, please.
I'm Rachel Rose, and I have a joy and a sorrow. My joy is that today is one of my favorite days of the church year, the holiday market, as well as exploring membership, and it's my birthday. My sorrow, oh thanks, I love to spend it with the community. My sorrow is that in the melee, I inadvertently erased all of the music out of your order of service. It is beautiful, and it is worthy of recognition, and I will fix that for the second service. My apologies to you.
Hi, Michael Valverde. I have a concern. My brother is experiencing some real difficulties with his 17-year-old son, Levi, and I'm just holding him up that they can find resolution and that he can find peace and belonging in the family again. So please hold him up. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Atticus Graysmith. I just would like to share a sorrow. Yesterday, one of my best friends growing up, Diego's father, passed away. His name was Luis. Just hold their family in your hearts, please. Thank you.
A final stone is placed for those joys and sorrows that we hold in our hearts that were not spoken this morning. Spirit of life and love, source of our being and our becoming, we hold in our hearts the joys and the sorrows of this community. For family members facing struggle and illness, for each other as we recover and heal, for those who are grieving. Help us to hold in this season some grace amidst the melees of everything happening around us. Let us hold in our hearts a stillness. Give us the gifts of forgiving ourselves and each other, especially in this season. Let us hold one another tenderly. let us remember that life is easy for no one, not even for ourselves. Open our hearts in this season as we reflect on the longness of the night, the darkness of the late morning and early evening. Help us to inspire in ourselves a little more light and a little more love. I invite you to hold the joys and the sorrows of your own hearts, of this community and of the world in a time of silent meditation. I invite you to be still with me for a moment. Amen. When the weather gets cold enough for schools to issue sleet warnings and the snowflake symbol on my dashboard in my car to blink in the morning, I know it's time to sing one of my favorite songs in the hymnal. It's called Dark of Winter, and it is a lullaby. And so I invite us to remain seated and to sing this song and to welcome stillness and peace into our hearts as we sing.
Soft and Our reading this morning is by Unitarian Universalist minister, Reverend Jane Jepka. It comes from a sermon she delivered when she was serving a congregation in Massachusetts. It was originally delivered as a part of a fundraising sermon, which is not what this morning's sermon will be. For the sermon, Reverend Jepka went back and read through the dusty records of the church from the 1930s and shared what she found. She writes, "In the 1930s, of course, times were tough. At that time, our church members were accustomed to pledging either 25 cents a week, 50 cents, or $1. During the 1929 to 1930 church year, all of the church members fulfilled their pledges of $13, $26, or $52. But as the Depression began, our ledger books began to show tiny numbers at the bottom of each page. 5 cents, $2, $12, and then a little S. 5 cents short of the pledge, $12 short, just as one would expect. But imagine this. Imagine that more numbers appear at the bottom of the ledger. $4, 8 cents, $7, 30 cents. And after these numbers, the tiny letter O, $4 over the pledge, 80 cents over. I can find no evidence of a special appeal from the governing board, no traces of public discussion, only the quiet generosity of the people of our church. I read a lot of historical material this week, but nothing touched me more than the dusty ledger book from the 30s, from the high-up shelf. In our church during the Depression, for every pledge that had fallen short, one of our many generous people overpaid his or her pledge to compensate. I love the history of this church. Gandhi was never a member. Mother Teresa never belonged either. Just regular folks. They dedicated their babies, they worshiped, they reached out to do their part in the world. They cared for one another. They kept this place going. They tried to live their best lives.
Freely have we received gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly, we bring to our church and its wide concerns a portion of this bounty. If you wish to donate online, there is a QR code on the back of the order of service, and there's information on the church's website. Today, our generosity extends beyond these walls as we give to Sunday's Share the Plate. Remember that you can donate online, or if you are writing a check for the Interfaith Council for Social Services, please write STP in the memo line. We will now receive the morning offering.
A little bit about this piece. First of all, I want to thank Kristen Trinesrud, who's playing a second piano for us today and helping Ariadne out. So thank you. And also the soloist on this piece will be Deborah Klinger. And this is a piece called Choose to Bless the World. The words might be familiar. I think they were said in the service a few weeks ago. The words are from a poem by Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker, and with additional words by Nick Page, and the music is by Nick Page. Choose to Bless the World.
a vivid memory. It came back to me fairly recently. I have no idea what made me think of it, but I did. The memory was from nearly 25 years ago at the church where I did my internship. I'll tell you a little bit. The church where I did my internship was a UU congregation called Horizon in suburban Dallas. It was a young congregation. It had been founded in 1986, a dozen people meeting in the community room of a local public library. A year later, they called their first minister with the help of a ministry grant from our denomination. And this small congregation bloomed, rapidly growing to more than 300 members and building their own building, and more importantly, serving religious liberals and quirky freethinkers and religiously bullied children. So many religiously bullied children in that land of fundamentalist megachurches, serving the community there in suburban Dallas. I did my internship at age 24, serving a church that was younger than I was, a far cry from those churches with dusty ledgers from the Great Depression, to say nothing of the Methuselah of a church in which I had grown up, founded in 1638. But the biggest way my internship congregation most shaped me was that it taught me that church could be fun and alive and surprising and joyful, which brings me to my memory. When I was there, this congregation had a perpetually happening grocery store coupon book fundraiser. I think the proceeds of the fundraiser went to their county's equivalent of the Interfaith Council. Truly a good cause. But if you were to ask me to imagine the most miserable fundraiser that I could imagine, I'd have a hard time thinking of too many things that are worse than a perpetually happening grocery store coupon book fundraiser. But surprisingly, it was not miserable at all. It had a champion who made it into a joyous spectacle. She arrived at church each week in a Carmen Miranda-style headpiece. Only instead of tropical fruits and flowers, her headpiece was festooned with whatever grocery store items happened to be on sale that week. Quaker Oats, mini boxes of Cheerios, Doritos, granola bars, fruit roll-ups. She was a party. And every coffee hour, she did brisk business. It was magnetic. But what amazed me most was her devotion. Every Sunday, she was there, coming in long before the first service started to meticulously arrange the groceries on her headpiece and set up her table, staying until the coffee hour after the second service closed down every week, when the weather was nice and when it wasn't, on Easter Sunday and on Labor Day weekend. A model of steadfastness and devotion. I wonder what became of her. In the Christian liturgical tradition, this is the season of Advent. It is a season of waiting and of preparation. Not preparation in the sense of decorating and shopping and planning your grocery shopping list, which is how we all spend it. More like spiritual preparation. When John the Baptist says, "Prepare the way for the coming of the Lord," he's not talking about trail maintenance or fixing the potholes on the streets of Jerusalem. Prepare the way for the coming of the Lord is not a plea for logistical help. But this morning, I don't want to speak negatively or dismissively of that sort of preparation. This morning, what I mostly want to do is say a good word about the dutiful and devoted work of preparation that is involved in this season at church and within this community in all seasons. Yesterday was the greening, my 12th greening here as the minister of this church. And each year I get to witness the magic of the preparations as they happen. It starts with Barb Chapman arriving early in the afternoon, pulling a heavy cooler full of eggnog, which Susan McDaniel will serve later at the dinner. How many years straight now? Yeah, for the eggnog. Who knows? Who knows? Then Don Katahdin and Bill Rohde on the worship ministry arrive early to lead the setup of the community room for the chili supper. They set out tables and chairs and plates and bowls and composting stations and plug in outlets for the crock pots of chili. Make way for the coming of the chili. Michelle Itano and Kevin Bastian arrive early to get the sanctuary ready for decorating, and Alexa Adamo Valverde joins them as the worship ministry continues the long tradition of preparing the sanctuary. Tables are set up in the commons and donations arranged for filling gift bags to give to the residents at the Homestart Shelter, a project Kathy Putnam has steadfastly led for many years. And that's just the greening. The season of preparation will include parents sorting through all the pageant costumes, separating the sheep from the goats, or at least the angels from the shepherds. The choir in this season is deep in devoted preparation for the special choir service the following week. And as I've observed for the past 11 years, Christmas Eve really begins with Bonnie Nelson and family arriving early to set out candles for Silent Night. And not just this season, it's every season. It's week after week, from Brad Kasiba responding to midnight calls to problem solve some facilities emergency, to Leanne King and her team running the day of service, to Kathleen Farinola leading the church auction, a volunteer role she inherited from Susan Blanchard, who inherited it from Ivy Brazina, who inherited it from Gail McKinley. Kathleen, by the way, is stepping down after the spectacular success of our auction earlier this fall. And I have no doubt that someone will step forward to make the magic happen, White Rabbit costume and all. Over the years, Marianne Hirsch, our Director of Religious Education, and I have had a recurring conversation in which we bemoan that there is no contemporary adequate word for what used to be called churchmanship. Churchmanship, as a word referred to the act of steady devotion to the functioning of a congregation. Unfortunately, churchmanship is kind of a horrid word. It's stodgy and sexist as all get out. And especially ironic, considering that I don't think any congregation in America would exist without the volunteer labor of women. Right? That's true. I posed the question recently about how to rebrand churchmanship to a group of colleagues. I got a lot of suggestions. Disciples, devotees, saints, also kind of stodgy and maybe cultish. A lot of people suggested steward, which is a term that we often use to refer to the raising of money or the service of wine. The best suggestion I received, though, was churchcraft, which I rather like because it sounds like witchcraft. Oh, she is a practitioner of churchcraft. He's been practicing churchcraft again. It sounds magical and mysterious. Churchcraft. Practiced by Nicole Graysmith, leading the middle school religious education program, by Lori Prentice Dunn and the Quilters making their magical artistry, by Joan Shear delivering quilts for the caring ministry, and by Wendy Jebbins setting up tables and setting out snacks for sign making for the next demonstration. And I could just keep going and going and going for the rest of the morning. Churchcraft. Prepare the way for the coming of the middle schoolers. Churchcraft, prepare the way for the coming of the asylum seekers. Churchcraft, prepare the way for the coming of those seeking healing of mind or body or soul. It's been widely commented on how religion in America is in decline these days. This is not news. Unitarian Universalism is certainly in decline. In the past decade, 78% of all UU congregations declined in membership. In this way, our religious movement is not that different from Methodists and Baptists and Presbyterians and Lutherans and Episcopalians. But churchcraft somehow is not a dying art in this congregation. For out of every mid-size or large congregation in Unitarian Universalism, none has grown as much as we have in the past decade. We're out there preparing a way for the coming of the non-binary youth, preparing a way for the broken-hearted activist, preparing a way for those longing for community. It's no secret that organized religion is in decline, and it seems that just about everything is in decline these days. Does it seem that way to you? Good, it's not just me. Maybe a year and a half ago, I went to a lecture by a political scientist named Paul Gronke. Professor Gronke's area of expertise is democracy, and especially the county election process in the United States. He's a political scientist who studies the county election process in the United States. And as I heard him speak, he was speaking about what he discovered from doing a massive study of election officials in our country. And what he found was both amazingly beautiful and absolutely terrifying. I'm simplifying here, but basically he said that the entire election process in our country comes down to the professionalism, integrity, reliability, diligence, and devotion of somewhere around 20,000 local election officials. You could fit them all in the Dean Dome and still have plenty of room to spare. What he found was that our society, the functioning of it, is very fragile, held up by a smattering of stars and an exuberance of blessings. But more than that, created and recreated by the diligence and the care. My sermon this morning is not profound. It's as simple as a call to civic engagement, a call to community craft or democracy craft or church craft. This is especially worth remembering in this time. Church does not come to us prefabricated or preassembled. Batteries are sold separately, just as our society, from our interfaith council to our elections to our institutions, do not come prefabricated, preassembled. They happen when we assemble them, when we, as the choir sang, choose to bless the world, which is a choice that we make in our living. Our closing hymn this morning is a hymn about making preparations. I chose it because of that line, "Make your house fair as you are able, trim the hearth and set the table." As we sing this morning, let us give thanks to all of those who make this house fair, who've trimmed the hearth, who set the table. And let us commit to doing our work of church craft, of community craft, of life craft. Amen. Blessed be. And please rise in body or in spirit and join as we sing hymn 226, an Advent hymn, preparation hymn.
Lord.
remain standing in body or in spirit. The words for extinguishing the chalice are in your order of service. Please join me if you wish to do so. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Let's thank all of those who contributed to making the service worshipful this morning. Please join me in singing our closing song, Shalom. As you are comfortable, please either hold your hands across your heart or hold hands with the person next to you.